So we've just seen Oblique Seville absolutely destroy the field at the London Diamond League, yeah? 9-8-5. He finished them. Next was Noah Lyles with 10-0 in second place. Now, a lot of us want the story for Oblique Seville to be different this year. What we've seen over the last 4 or 5 years is that we know the guy's talented. We know he has the speed. Does he have the race strategy and the overall season strategy to execute when it matters most? 2021 Olympics, he ran faster in the heats than the semis and got knocked out in the semis. 2022, 2023, 2024 are the world champs, and then the Olympics again. The same thing happened in the semis. He runs a mad fast time. In the finals, does not run as fast and ultimately comes away with nothing, despite being on paper one of the medal favorites. His competitors are aware of this. They've mentioned it in interviews. He's aware of this. He's mentioned it in interviews, but he believes that this year will be different. And hopefully it will, but him having this performance doesn't change anything. It doesn't prove anything to us. We've always known he has that speed. Last year at Racers Grand Prix, he beat Noah Lyles, staring at him across the line. And he fooled me, I'm not going to lie. I thought he was going to win the Olympics. I did. Hands up. This was prior to Kishane Thompson's emergence at the Jamaica Trials, and it just appeared like he was running so quick at that point in the season. And yes, he'd had his shortcomings in the last couple of years, but something about that year just felt like it was going to be different. So when we got to the Olympics and he ran a 9-8 flat or a 9-8-1 PB, doing the same thing, looking at Noah Lyles on the line, it was like, all right, he's going to absolutely cook in this final. He did not cook. He had the hamstring, I believe, pull up at the end and came last, despite pulling up, running like 9-9-1. What a quick race that was, but that's another conversation for another day. But this means that him running fast times right now or earlier in the season isn't what matters. It's about how he peaks towards world championships, and when he gets there, how he peaks within the championships. Is he gonna, in the middle of the heats or the semis, just try turn on the gas and run a quick time, or is he gonna run a time that he knows is good enough to get him to the next round? And when he gets to the next round, if that's the final, how has his season-long preparation got him so that he does not feel any physical issues like he felt last year? He started his season really early this year, running in February and March. I think he ran a 4 and a 2, and running in Grand Slam track from the start of April in the 100. As we know, World Championships this year is later. It's not till September. So he needs to manage his body and time it so that come the World Championships, he's not having any issues in the final when it comes to his legs or his muscles or anything like that. And that he's not, in terms of strategy, race strategy, throughout the heats, semis, and finals. And if he does manage all of that well, of course he can get a medal. What color? I don't know. But a medal is possible. Someone who seems to be managing this well is Noah Lyles. He has so much experience doing this over the last few years. He knows what he's doing. I know he is not worried one bit about the fact that Oblique Seville just gapped him. It's not the best look, but in reality, 10-0 flat in a season opener, that's good stuff. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. Us being in July is deceptive. Really and truly, this is May. If he ran a 10-0 in May, it would look like, yeah, he's on the right track. The reason I say this is May is because the World Championships are in September. Normally, they'd be in July, August. So he has the luxury that all the other athletes don't have, which is that he doesn't have to qualify for those. Therefore, he doesn't have to peak for qualifying. Everyone else is having to run for their, qualifying championships, like trials, that's the word. That's why Oblique Seville had to start his season earlier, because if he didn't, Jamaica's trials are in June. I don't know why, it's quite early. But if he wasn't running earlier, who knows whether he'd been able to make the team when trials came around. The same with Benarek and all those guys in America. Their trials are coming in the next couple of weeks, and they've had to get into good shape for that. Someone like Noah Lyles, as the reigning champion in the 100 and the 200, doesn't have to worry about that. So he can just focus on his own race, his own time. It doesn't matter about the fact that Oblique has been running for 3-4 months now and naturally looks 3-4 months ahead, because Noah's where he needs to be, or feels like he needs to be, to perform well at the World Championships. That doesn't mean he's going to win though, because Kishane Thompson is still looking like the strong favorite. Noah looks like he could get back into 9-8 low shape. That, unless Kishane falters, does not look like it will be enough to win. Kishane looks like he will run 9-7. How high, how low, I don't know. And we would have had a greater indication for that if Kishane chose to run in this 100, because he was there. He was in the stadium. In fact, he ran on the same track. Jamaica did the 4x1 relay at the start of the program because they had to qualify for the World Championships relay. At World Relays, they did not get the baton round twice. Kishane Thompson didn't even touch the baton. And as a result, he was there, not by choice, but by force. He had to be there so that Jamaica got a good enough time to qualify for the World Championships in the relay. So it looks like, oh, why is Kishane not running? But he was never planning to run at this meet. He was only there because he had to be there for his team. It would have been an interesting look to see Kishane put, 0.25 seconds on Noah Lyles, and it would have made for a really interesting narrative and storyline, but he doesn't care about that. He's caring about his season strategy going into World Champs. Credit to Noah for still going after defending his title, because really, he doesn't need to. He knows he's not the favorite on paper. He's already done everything he needs to do. He's won World Championships 100. He's won Olympic 100. If he wanted to, he could now lock in on the 2, because that's going to be difficult to win. Get faster at the 2 again, because ever since he's picked up the 100, his 200 has not been as fast as it was back in 2022 when he ran 19.3. So he could lock in on the 2 and set himself up to finally win that Olympic gold in the 200 in LA, in his home country. But he's still going out there, taking the challenge, trying to defend that 100-meter title. Respect to him. Do I think he's going to win? If I had to guess now, I'd say no. But he's still going for it. And he has a chance, so we'll see. In the 200, his main challenger seems to be Letsile Teboho. And I've made an extended video on this. But today was another indicator that Teboho is not currently where we would expect him to have been off the back of the season that he just had last season. I believe he came 7th in this race, running a 10-1. But I do have faith that he will get this together and he will peak at the right time in the 100 and the 200 for this championship. But also, Julien Alfred is doing the double at World Champs. She will come away with 100 and 200 meter gold, which is a bold claim given the form that Melissa Jefferson is in and the fact that she would have to take down Gabby Thomas in the 200. But did you see that 21-7 today at the Diamond League? That wasn't even her best race. Like, when she was coming round the bend, she was trying to find her balance. And then when she got to the straight, she was like, all right, I'm balanced now. I'm in the middle of the lane. Let me lock in. And the way she finished that race, I don't know how fast she can end up going, but it will be, mate, I do think she'll take the 200. The 100, I'm not as sure, because Melissa Jefferson wouldn't. The form she's been in, it's hard. And it's brave to say that you think someone's going to beat her. And I do think it will be pretty much photo finish either way. I just believe that will go in the favor of Julien Alfred. Don't forget to follow at Luke Oko TV on Insta and at Luke Oko on TikTok. And subscribe to Oko TV for more content like this. Thanks for watching Oko TV. It's been real.